Hey guys, Derek here from NapLab. Today we're taking a look at the Nest Bedding Lark. How did it do in our test? Let's go ahead and find out now. Let's start by taking a high-level look at the Nest Bedding Lark mattress, who it's best for, what it feels like, and why you might want to buy it. The Nest Bedding Lark is a latex-based kids mattress. It has a 7-inch profile and is specifically designed for smaller sleepers of 110 pounds or less. The 100% natural latex material design is a big win. Avoiding polyfoams and chemicals can be advantageous, especially for children. Overall, we found the performance to be excellent. While I do wish it was slightly more supportive, therefore extending the number of years that your child could potentially use it, when kids are younger, this is a fantastic mattress. The Nest Bedding Lark mattress received an overall score of 9.36 out of 10. Response time, off-gassing, and Nest Bedding as a company all received very high scores between 9.8 and a perfect 10. Cooling and pressure relief weren't too far behind with scores of 9.5. Edge support was another little dip for the score at a 9.1. The biggest strike against the Lark was motion transfer, which scored almost 3 times the levels we usually see. If your child is a lighter sleeper or easily disturbed by motion, their own or otherwise, the Lark may not be the best choice for you. The Nest Bedding Lark comes in 1 firmness, 5 out of 10, where 10 is the most firm. This is a little softer than the Puffin, which is Nest Bedding's other mattress for kids. The Nest Bedding Lark is best for kids 2 to 12 years of age, as it maxes out at 110 pounds. It has a fast response, good bounce, and good pressure relief. It also uses natural latex, which means no chemicals or man-made polyfoams. One of the most important considerations of the Lark mattress is sleeper age and size. As Nest Bedding states, this mattress is not recommended for sleepers over 110 pounds. Because of its lighter sleeper profile, that also means it struggles with things like motion transfer and edge support. All of our scoring is done using the same testing methods, regardless of whether the mattress is for adults or children. Because of this, some scores may be lower on this mattress compared to an adult mattress. The fact of the matter is, the Lark is made for smaller sleepers. If your child is between the ages of 2 and 12 and weighs less than 110 pounds, the Lark is a great option. Next up, we're going to move on to our individual performance tests. At NapLab, we test each mattress by analyzing according to 8 different factors that impact feel, comfort, and performance. First up, we have our cooling test. To measure cooling, we lie on the mattress for 15 minutes, allowing it to absorb body heat. Then, we get off the mattress and take measurements of the surface level temperature. When it comes to cooling, the Nest Bedding Lark mattress was excellent. The Lark is made from 100% natural latex. Latex as a material is fantastic for cooling. Unlike polyfoam and memory foam, it doesn't absorb or retain heat nearly to the same degree. In addition, the latex is perforated, meaning they punch holes through it. This further improves the cooling by enhancing breathability. During our cooling test, I did not feel any significant heat retention. The Lark remained comfortably cool even under the pressures of an adult's body weight. Within the 5-minute space of when I got off the mattress to the end of the test, there was a decrease of 3.3 degrees. Overall, this is a good performance and the mattress was comfortable. I didn't notice any problems with heat retention. In our pressure point sinkage test, we measured a sinkage depth of 2.56 inches on the Lark mattress. This is a little more than the average sinkage depth of 2.21 inches. I would describe it as between slightly deep and deep. Bear in mind, the sinkage depth is based on an adult's body. Children will of course not sink that deep into the mattress. For most children and adults, the Nest Bedding Lark mattress has enough sinkage to create plenty of pressure relief, but not so deep as to create support or spinal alignment issues. Since the Lark mattress is built from 100% latex, the contour around the body is more generalized. This is in contrast to memory foam, which creates a more dramatic and exacting contour hug around the body. For many sleepers, this type of generalized hug is preferable to polyfoam and memory foam, as it helps prevent sleepers from feeling stuck or entrapped by the sinkage depth. To test motion transfer, we place one 12-pound medicine ball on one side of the mattress and drop another 12-pound medicine ball on the opposite side. In addition, we use an accelerometer to measure the motion generated by the drop. Motion transfer on the Lark mattress is very high. In our test, we measured a total acceleration range of 14.33 meters per second squared. This is significantly more than the average motion transfer of 5.85 meters per second squared, almost 3 times more. Based on all mattresses we've tested to date, the Nest Bedding Lark mattress has the second most motion transfer of any mattress. Looking at the design and materials, it makes sense. Latex as a material rebounds tons of energy. When you couple this fact with a thinner profile at only 7 inches thick, it creates the right situation for very high levels of motion transfer. For children that don't share a bed, it's probably a non-issue. However, some children's own movements can awaken them during the night, or if you're sitting reading a bedtime story and quickly get up, that may be enough motion also. If you think a high level of motion transfer could be a problem for your child, you may want to consider the Nest Bedding Puffin, which has significantly lower level of motion transfer, only 7.66 meters per second squared. To test response time, we place a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. Once it's fully at rest, we then quickly remove it and demonstrate the amount of time it takes for the mattress to recover and resume its original shape. The response time on the Nest Bedding Lark mattress was reasonably quick, but definitely slower than I expected. Generally, latex mattresses have an incredibly fast response time. However, the quilted top layer is considerably slower, increasing the total response time. In our test, we measured a mostly recovered time of 0.7 seconds, while a full material recovery took 1.3 seconds. This is worse than the average in both categories. Across all of our mattress tests to date, we see an average mostly recovered time of 0.59 seconds and an average fully recovered time of 0.95 seconds. For most sleepers, both children and adults, this should be plenty fast enough so as to not create any feelings of being trapped or stuck. To run the bounce test, we drop a 12-pound medicine ball onto the mattress. We measure the maximum depth the ball sinks to before rebounding up, as well as the maximum height it achieved on the bounce. The levels of bounce on the Nest Bedding Lark mattress were pretty low compared to other mattresses. On average, bounce levels between all mattresses we've tested to date are 9.40 inches, and the Lark comes in at about half that level. In our test, we measured just 5.83 inches of bounce on the Lark mattress. Bounce levels are typically dependent on material properties. For example, memory foam generally has the least amount of bounce, and coil-based mattresses often have the most. Latex foams fall somewhere in the middle. In the case of Lark, I was surprised that the bounce was not more because it is a latex mattress. Bounce is a preferential factor and doesn't necessarily mean that a mattress is good or bad, but the Lark definitely has lower levels of bounce than expected. For an assessment of edge support, I lie on and sit on the edge of the mattress to measure the level of support and compression. Edge support was a bit of a mixed bag on the Lark mattress. Edge support while lying was great, however, sitting edge support leaves much to be desired. The mattress just isn't very thick, and it's also on the softer side, so heavy pressure means you sink straight through. In our sitting edge support test, we measured a maximum compression of 4.75 inches. This is slightly worse than the average of 4.69 inches. However, when you consider the total mattress thickness is only 7.0 inches, a 4.75 inch compression is effectively a complete collapse. Again, I'll note here that the Nest Bedding does not recommend this mattress for sleepers over 110 pounds, but even so, I would have liked to see a little better performance here. Despite the shortcomings with sitting support, support while lying down was better. I experienced balance level support and comfort despite the fact that I was technically heavier than the recommended weight limit of the mattress. For smaller children, edge support probably won't be an issue, but for parents who sit with their children for a bedtime story or lie down to help them sleep, it could be a real problem. Nest Bedding Lark mattress has a fantastic pressure relief. The quilted cover and all latex design really do an amazing job at creating excellent pressure relief. The sinkage may be a little too deep for adults and bigger kids, which could create support issues and therefore pressure points. That being said, it, again, feels relevant to point out that the 110-pound weight cap for this mattress. This mattress is designed to be a big kid bed, likely the first mattress after a child graduates from their crib or toddler bed. For teens or young adults, you would likely be better off going with the Nest Bedding Owl, which is a natural latex option for heavier weights. To evaluate off-gassing, we monitor the mattress following the initial unboxing, taking a subjective measurement of any strong lingering smells. Off-gassing on the Lark mattress was extremely minor upon the initial unboxing. Within 1 day after unboxing the mattress, it had lost all significant odors. Oftentimes, we note off-gassing periods that are quite a bit longer. The average across all the mattresses we've tested to date is 2.69 days. When the cover is removed, there is still a faint rubber smell, which is common for natural latex. However, most sleepers should find it less than noticeable. Nest Bedding first launched in 2011 with an online marketplace as well as a brick-and-mortar store. They have continued to grow online as well as opening more physical stores. As a company, Nest Bedding offers a long 365-night trial period, lifetime limited warranty, and free shipping and returns. They currently offer 2 different mattresses made specifically for kids, the Puffin and Lark. I would recommend the Nest Bedding Lark mattress for parents who are looking for a natural mattress for kids. This mattress has a thinner profile and is specifically designed for kids who weigh 110 pounds or less. In many cases, this mattress would be recommended as a child's first mattress once they graduate from a crib or toddler bed. If excellent pressure relief, minimal off-gassing, and natural materials are important to you, the Lark is a solid option. I would not recommend this mattress if there will be adults sleeping on it with any frequency, if your child is near 110 pounds, or if they are a lighter sleeper and you're concerned at all about motion transfer. For a Nest Bedding kids mattress with about half the level of motion transfer, you may want to check out the Puffin, a polyfoam alternative for young sleepers. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments or questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Lark mattress, we've got a link in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.